if it wasn't for one phone call that I made, I wouldn't be here today. There was a point where we were hemorrhaging a lot of money because I really thought that everyone would love the product. Maybe I made a mistake and then lockdown happened. But I think the hardest part...
Eugene Patterson, you have co-founded Revibed Drink, the UK's first pre-mixed superfood water, with your dad during lockdown and are listed in more than 680 Holland and Barrett stores. If you had to look back, though, what were the main challenges you had to overcome to get to that in the first place?
Resilience, in the sense of production runs, moving from the kitchen to the factory. That was a huge challenge as well. Coupled by working full time simultaneously in trying to grow a soft drinks brand. Navigating the world of fast moving consuming goods, not having the know-how or the knowledge, and learning that as I go along was the biggest challenge at the beginning.
Yeah, let's go all the way back to when you started making them in your kitchen.
Yes.
What does it look like? Who's in the picture with you?
I used to watch my dad make hibiscus tea growing up in the kitchen. So there I was as a little kid watching my dad make this, this petal tea and boil it down and grate ginger and lime and all of these bizarre things as a kid. And then he informed me that this is part of our tradition in the Caribbean and we have it during the festivities. I remember going to university and I remember going to my dad and saying, "Oh, Dad, why don't you, sell it or create a business out of it?" And he completely dismissed it. He said, "No. Son, focus on your studies." And then fast forward post graduation, going travelling, is when I had the euphoric moment. There I was with my backpack on, walking past the stand and I seen Rosella petals, Rosella tea, and I said, "Rosella tea?" And then that's when I flew back to the UK and I said, "Right, Dad, I can see this drink being popular in Europe." And then lockdown happened, started bottling it up in the kitchen, really, and selling to local independents around Birmingham.
It's hard enough doing a product-based business.
Yep.
But doing it during lockdown, when no one's going out, what motivated you to do it then?
So I remember sitting at home, turning off Netflix, kid you not, and then for whatever reason, I started to draw a bottle. And then that's when the penny dropped. I was like, oh, okay. 2 years ago, and I called my dad from Thailand and I told him about this idea. Now's the time. So then I went to my dad's room, which was less than 5 feet away, knocked on. I said, "Dad, look at this." Showed him the picture. I said, "I think we should start it." And then that's what we did.
Your product has some fantastic ingredients. Way back in 2020, how did you know that this is what people wanted? How did you know you were filling that gap in the market? And how did you then go on to educate investors and customers?
I knew, so I looked at the macroeconomics, essentially. So I always say with any business, you've got to do your primary research, which is, of course, on your actual field. Mm-hmm. So primary is looking into macroeconomics, such as the market size of your industry. And then I did secondary research by going to the gym as well and saying to consumers, would you consume my drink with or without sugar? In terms of engaging with investors and really coming across confident, getting the can in as many people's hands as possible. And that's when marketing comes into play. So the best form of marketing in fast-moving consumer goods is sampling, getting your product out there. Anyone you get interactive with, getting it into their hand, whether it's someone in the street, whether it's your friend, whether it's family, get them to post it and creating this almost, it's not virality, but creating this demand and this placebo effect, essentially, acting as bigger than you are. There was a point where we were hemorrhaging a lot of money, essentially our hands and knees, whereby if it wasn't for one phone call that I made, I wouldn't be here today. As in, I would be physically here, but you wouldn't be seeing this brand now. I'd be doing something else. And to get to the point of investment, all it is taking setbacks, no's, and turning them into yeses over time and not taking it personal. Because I look back now, all the no's I had, I just wasn't ready.
We have a lot of founders who are trying to build something here and they've got a hypothesis. They want to test it and see if it's right.
Yeah.
Get their product in front of the people, the public, and get the opinion.
Yeah.
How do they know that their hypothesis is right, and what marketing things did you employ to try and prove that?
Get a focus group together if you can. I mean, like, get somebody, 30 to 40 people, unbiased, no one in your network, to actually stress test your product or your service, because then you're getting real raw data, real feedback in real time.
What hypothesis did you have that was proven wrong by your testing?
Taste is subjective. It's not always about what you think the consumer wants. You've got to really step back and think of a bird's eye view and figure out and provide a product or service that what your consumers want. Because I think it comes initially from a passion perspective, almost a lifestyle business mindset.
Yeah.
And then you have to slowly evolve into a growth mindset, into delivering something that your consumer wants, touches, feels, sees. And that, again, you got to be quite meticulous. It comes with the focus groups, it comes with the secondary research. Because I really thought that everyone would love the product and the branding, but our branding got ripped to shreds in the focus group. And that's when I thought, okay, cool.
How did it feel being wrong and having to let go of your idea?
When I first heard it, it did cut me, because I was like, oh, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe the business hasn't grown as quick as I wanted it to. And my dad always instills into me that breakfast is the feedback of champions. And I think as humans, we don't take feedback on board a lot of the time. We see it as criticism, not constructive criticism. And I've always been in the camp of, I don't know it all.
You posted on your 30th birthday that starting Revibed Drinks was a leap into the unknown.
Yeah.
What were you initially afraid of then when you were 26?
The cost of success is embarrassment. I.e., you have to embarrass yourself. I.e., you have to be very vulnerable and open yourself. I was very worried that at the age of 26, if I start this brand, what will people think? I was very, maybe I'll be honest, like an element of insecurity within myself. Like, what would people think? Would they like it? And thirdly, can I do this concurrently alongside a high demanding job? I think it was those things where it's, as you said, that leap of faith. But I think the hardest part, it was that, like, the unknown. Is this going to work? Is it going to be a fad? Is it going to just fizzle out in a couple of years? Those things. But I think what's key, and I say this to everyone, you've got to have some form of purpose. Why are you doing it? Never do it for the money. Because when times get tough, you've always got a purpose, which my purpose is to deliver, superfoods in a mass scale, accessible, in an authentic way, coupled by making my dad proud and the younger version of myself proud, who was a kid that was, well, still am heavily dyslexic, wasn't that academic in school. And yeah, proving to myself, regardless of where you come from, you can do something great. So I think that's it. That's what keeps me going, truthfully, the purpose.
Because it takes a lot to have an idea and then to turn it into a physical reality.
Yeah.
If you had to look at the recipe for that, what are the key ingredients?
Step one, name. The name has to resonate. It has to mean something. You need to make somebody feel something. The second is Pinterest. Just type in, say you want to start a coffee brand, type in cool coffee packaging brands in Brazil, in different countries, create a mood board, obsess over that mood board. The third step, get an A3 piece of paper, etc. Start drawing designs yourself way before you go to an agent, a freelancer, etc. Start drawing stuff yourself, I'd say that. Then the fourth step is ordering the product, i.e. go to Amazon, go to eBay, whatever it is, whether it's just a plain piece of packaging where you can stick a sticker on. Once you've got different variations, once you've got the packaging sorted out, get out there to a farmer's market. This is the fifth step. Get out there to a farmer's market and don't sell. Give it to people. Get them to taste it. Get real life data. Then you start getting an idea of which products or variations you can bring out. That's nice. And then I said the final stage is you keep testing it, keep selling it, put the price, work out your commercials. from there, it's just resilience, patience, a lot of setbacks, testing, and then a bit, if I'm honest, luck.
We have so many people here on Mill Street who are trying to run their own business and are in the thick of it all, for lack of a better word, and they're trying to keep it together.
Yeah.
How do you keep it together?
That's a good question. That's a good question. At the minute, I would say the best way to manage it is meditation. You are constantly running, especially at the early stages or solo founder, on adrenaline. Breathing through meditation, just 10 minutes in the morning, you'll be very, very surprised how much A, it sets you up for your day, B, it regulates your nervous system so you're calm, you're grounded, and you can think a lot clearly. So when something comes to you in your desk where you haven't made your sales targets, or you've got an email that comes in where your manufacturer's messed up your cans, or your product, or whatever it may be, you're going to be upset, but because you're grounded and you've done the practice in the morning, that helps massively.
Eugene, we have a closing tradition on this PodFast, which is where the guest, regardless of who they are, answers this one question.
Yeah.
And that is, what is one message that you've never sent, but you wish everyone would receive?
Learn people's stories, because you never know what can come out of it. You can, improve yourself by holding space for someone.
Eugene, thanks so much for your time. I truly hope that everything that we've said today can impact the lives of members, like how you've impacted mine just in this conversation. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Pleasure.